Hi and welcome. My name is John Samuels. I'm founder and CEO of Wellworth. For more than a decade, Wellworth has helped individuals manage health and wealth. We've worked at the crux of health, wealth, and legacy. We often work with individuals who have serious medical problems, individuals struggling with a new diagnosis, or helping a loved one find a nursing home, attending appointments, managing a cancer diagnosis. And along the way, one of the things that we've identified is that other moments in people's lives have a big impact on health. So WellCoach was designed to help individuals manage some of these challenges. WellCoach provides thoughtful, practical, and coordinated support for our clients and their families. I hope this discussion is helpful. You're going to hear from some of our clinicians talking about WellCoach, how it works, who it's for, and how to get started. Thank you for joining.
Okay, so let's just jump right in and talk about WellCoach. John, can you tell us a little bit about what WellCoach is and why you decided to create it?
For 10 years, Wellworth has helped individuals who were sick and at some of life's most difficult moments. We help people who had cancer, diabetes, aging parents, folks in crisis. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we've realized in a decade, and we've the three of us have been through a lot of this together, that other factors in people's lives have big impacts on their overall health and well-being, such as stress, life's transitions, caregiving, loss, divorce. All these things have a really big impact on people's lifestyle and their wellness. So we created WellCoach to help individuals manage some of these challenges.
Yeah, it's really just like an extra layer of support to show the human side of healthcare, and that, along with challenges that come up, coaching is a great way to, help our clients with just an additional layer of support.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, well, it's very needed. I read some information on what you guys have started, and you talk a lot about clinician-led coaching. What is that, and how is it different than traditional life coaching? And how is it different than therapy or advisory work?
Yeah, so, both of you and other people on our team have worked with individuals, and aspects of your work have been helping with some of these lifestyle challenges. Mm-hmm. So there are aspects of the coaching that you've both done, and other people on our team, Sandy and Brad and Dr. Payaz. These are techniques and approaches we've used for years. When we initiate a coaching program, when we initiate WellCoach, it's a more dedicated way to support an individual. So it's taking specific time out of a client's life once a week, twice a week, and dedicating that time to some of these lifestyle things around their habits, around their productivity, around some of their stress or concerns they have, so it can be approached.
Can you give me an example of what that might look like?
Yeah, so an individual called us recently and said, I'm stuck. I can't, I'm ruminating. I can't put one foot in front of the next. I want to go to school. I want to re-enroll in college, but I just can't fill out the application. I can't take the first step to this. And when we talked about that, we identified that he would be a good candidate for WellCoach because we would help him take the bigger task of going to school and break it down into small pieces. So part of coaching is about accountability.
Looking at the big picture, what are some of the signs that someone may need support before they're actually at the point of crisis where they need an intervention? But what does WellCoach do beforehand when they start to see things changing?
I think a lot of times, I always tell my clients, if your stress or your overwhelm or your exhaustion has gotten you to the point where you're not able to function throughout your regular day to day, then it's gone too far and there needs to be intervention. But what we look for is just, feeling consistently overwhelmed, lack of sleep or energy, relationship strain, loss of motivation, feeling stuck about next steps.
How does WellCoach work with our physician-led care team model? How do they work together in synchrony?
Yeah, so WellCoach is organized in a way so that we're really leveraging the clinical expertise of our coaches, but also the entire team. So what that means is that individuals will receive coaching that is aligned with the rest of their care plan, aligned with the rest of the goals that they have. And our coaches also have an ability and understanding of when services should be escalated to a higher level of care, and so knowing what to look out for, and also the ability to work together so that if someone has something going on medically, Youmna could call Dr. Jones or Dr. Warshaw or Dr. Grin and talk to them about these things. So there's an ability for us as a team to have a greater understanding of what's happening with the client.
Yeah, I think both services kind of complement each other. So when we get on clients, we do a full-on intake process, right? And we can, identify what's going on. We see if the client is, appropriate or meets criteria for WellCoach. And we kind of work together to identify those clients and, help them with both services.
Well, I think the care team model that Wellworth has is a great way of dealing with, these kinds of issues.
Yeah, I think it's comforting knowing that we have the client it's not just advisory and just making recommendations, but also like giving the client a different approach within Wellworth of, working them through the things that they are coming to us for, and not just saying like, okay, we're going to refer you out to a therapist or coach or, whatever service, but just being able to work with them through all of it gives me a sense of relief that I'm here from start to finish and not just sending out referrals.
Yeah. I have another question. And what do you think tends to surprise people the most when they start using WellCoach?
I think that often people don't realize that there's a service that can help them address some of these things, and identifying what some of the behaviors are and having an approach to work on them, I think is often surprising. I didn't know I could be more comfortable. I didn't know that I could change my daily habits and feel better. So I think that's one. And the other one is that there's, the team approach allows individuals to have access to more than one person as a coach.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we see our clients that, they live a very fast-paced life, so it's always go, go, go. And sometimes just taking a step to, just look at those challenges and gain clarity on them, and then just kind of, working through how to manage the stress. Because sometimes that's really all you need is just a 10-minute step back just to reevaluate what you need in the moment.
Yeah. Well, both good points. What about how do we explain WellCoach to our clients so that they truly understand? Because I think it's a little complicated.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fine line between life coaching, maybe
Mm-hmm.
therapy, advisory work. How do we really define it so that our clients are willing to give it a try?
Yeah, I think I think we kind of really nailed it with how many times we said identifying. Like, it doesn't have to be, WellCoach can just be about goal setting and identifying things that are kind of getting in the way of you reaching your goal, and working through them. With therapy, like we said, if we see a client who needs a, bigger intervention, like diagnosing a mental illness or being treated for it medically, then we can refer out to a psychiatrist or whatever resource that is. But with coaching, it's just kind of meeting you with where you're at. So like John said, like if somebody's applying to college but can't get the application started, or if somebody is, wants to build healthier life habits, it's like, how can we get there? Would making a little program help you, setting, a chart, or putting together a schedule for you to build healthier habits? That's what coaching is. It's not, that's the difference between therapy. With therapy, you want to figure out where it all started and, what got you to these feelings and childhood and digging deep. Whereas coaching is just meeting you with where you're at.
Beverly, some of the clients you've worked with for years, you've done coaching.
Probably.
You might not have called it coaching.
Yeah.
You might not have pulled out a certain time every week and considered, now we're going to focus on you and some of these things. It was likely wrapped into other things that you're doing. So we're talking about taking these functions that we know have helped so much for your clients and your clients and new people who are coming to us, and using that as a particular venue to help support their lifestyle and their wellness.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Most of my clients are long-term clients, so I've helped most of my clients be able to make the move from point A to point B, and along the way we work out whatever is stopping them, their fears, their tensions, their concerns. I can remember doing that with two of my clients specifically, and sometimes they're not ready, but we still have been able to identify the things that are preventing the movement forward. So we'll address it at another time. We'll revisit.
And that's precisely what we're talking about.
So I have a final question. What do you think are the people that we work with, what do you hope that they will walk away with WellCoach?
I think that similar to the services that Wellworth provides and has provided for decades, we have changed lives. And there's lives you've changed, there's lives you've changed, and the rest of our team. We have turned people's substance use back in the right direction. We've identified the right doctors and treaters for individuals who have cancer. We have had set up emergency plans that help people if there's a crisis. I think WellCoach will have a similar impact on people's lives, recognize not in a crisis moment, but in preventing bigger challenges to happen. So I think one of the biggest impacts that WellCoach will have is being a tool and a solution to help prevent larger challenges for our clients in their lives.
Yeah. I would love for our clients to feel supported. knowing that there is a safe space for them to, come talk to their advisors through WellCoach, and whether that's managing, life transitions, good or, sad, but that they are supported and that they can walk away with confidence on how to manage those life transitions when they do come.
This conversation clarified what WellCoach does as opposed to what therapy does, what advisory does. So this takes it to a different level and a different direction. Advisory, we know this is what we're known for. We help clients find the doctors they need or find the residences they need. But and therapy, we know, is more of an in-depth examination of maybe why you are the way you are, why you do what you do. But our WellCoach is more about helping clients to understand and identify what they need to do in order to move forward if they're stuck or if they're at a loss. So it's vital. It's vital. Otherwise, people won't be able to progress. They'll be stuck in the same position without knowing which way to go or what next steps. Even if someone comes out of a substance abuse program and they may have an aftercare program, they still need the skill to understand what they need to do, what steps they need to take in order to get where they need to go. Thank you both.
Thank you for having
Very
me.
enlightening.